The first sign I was about to be professionally haunted was a calendar invite titled Exit Interview Rehearsal. No sender name, just a blank gray silhouette and a conference room that did not exist on our floor. The time was set for 7:15 a.m. on the last business day of the quarter. The invite listed one attendee. Me. I work at Lumenquill Systems, a boutique data security firm. I am a compliance analyst, which means I read rules for a living. My manager, Derek Flint, treats rules like wallpaper, decorative until someone notices the stains. That same morning, a company-wide email arrived from People Ops. The subject line was in cheerful all caps. Spark days are expiring. Use them before sunset. Spark days were our paid time off with a rebrand. The email said any unused Spark days would vanish at midnight on the 30th. No payout, no rollover. At stand-up, Derek announced, due to quarter close, no Spark days until after the 1st. No exceptions. Full focus. I asked the obvious question. People Ops says the days expire on the 30th. How do we use them if we cannot take time off until after the 1st? Derek shrugged. Talk to People Ops. People Ops told me to talk to my manager. It was a loop with a cute little bow and a knife under the ribbon. So I opened our handbook, the Caravel Guide. On page 16 was a sentence that made my heart thump like a drumline. Spark Day requests not denied in writing within 2 business days are considered approved. Under it was a line about partial days in 1-hour blocks. I smiled the way a person smiles when the universe hands them a crowbar. I submitted a neat stack of requests through our portal, Peony. 1 hour every morning for 2 weeks. 2 hours every afternoon the following week. A random Thursday from 2 to 4 for a home repair. 1 full day for a family visit. Peony Auto emailed Derek and copied a shared mailbox named Approvals, which nobody checked unless it was on fire. Then I waited. 2 business days passed. No denial. Peony converted each request to approved and slapped on bright green check marks like confetti. Monday arrived. At 9:58, I posted in team chat. Stepping out for Spark Day block. Back at 11 o'clock. Derek pinged me instantly. Client call. Join now. I replied with 2 screenshots. The policy sentence from the Caravel Guide and the Peony approvals. Both glowed green. The typing dots appeared. Then vanished. Then nothing. I closed my laptop, picked up my coffee, and walked out like it was normal. Because according to our own rules, it was. On my calendar, the exit interview rehearsal invite still sat there, quiet and smug. I was starting to suspect it was not a mistake. It was a warning, sent by someone who assumed I would never read page 16. In the hallway, I heard Derek in his glass office, voice low and sharp on the phone. He said my name once, followed by the phrase clean exit. I kept walking, smiling into my coffee cup. If he wanted an exit, he should have checked the handbook for the emergency doors. By Tuesday, my Spark Day blocks had developed a gravitational pull. While I sat in the lobby cafe with my laptop closed on purpose, Talia Rios from engineering messaged, "Are you really using 1-hour blocks?" Derek is furious. I replied, page 16, 2 business days, green checks. Within an hour, half the team found page 16. Screenshots bloomed in chat like spring weeds. Ravi from sales posted his approvals. Morgan from support asked if dentist time counted. Someone reacted with a fire emoji, the universal symbol for, "This is going to be hilarious for everyone except Derek." Derek called an emergency huddle. I joined 1 minute after my Spark Day ended, because I am petty but punctual. "We need alignment," he said. "These blocks are disruptive." People Ops told us to use the days before the 30th, I said. Derek turned to Mia Park from People Ops, who had joined with the strange smile of someone holding a hot tray. "Can we override approvals?" Mia looked at the ceiling like it might grant her mercy. "The policy is in the handbook. Approved is approved." Derek tried to pivot. "I meant later. November." I shared the original all-caps email, timestamped this month, with the line before sunset on the 30th. Silence. Mia cleared her throat and repeated, "Approved is approved," as if chanting it might build a shield. After the call, Derek slacked me. "You are being difficult." I replied, "I am being compliant." That afternoon, Derek attempted to backdate denials in Peony. The portal rejected them and preserved the audit trail. It joined the thread and attached logs. Derek stopped typing in public channels after that, which is how you know a man has met his natural predator. By Wednesday, our team calendar looked like a quilt of green blocks. Derek tried to move meetings into my approved hours. I declined with a cheerful note and another screenshot. Finance noticed next. Spark days were a liability. If people quit with unused time, it might become money. Finance does not enjoy surprises that have decimals. People Ops sent a new message. Please coordinate Spark days with your manager. Approvals already granted remain valid. Derek made a sound like a printer jam. He pulled me into his glass office after lunch. "You are hurting productivity," he said. "I have deliverables." I nodded. People Ops gave a deadline. You announced a blackout. The handbook gave a method. He leaned forward. "Do you want to be known as the person who caused chaos?" I leaned back. "I would rather be known as the person who read the handbook." His eyes flicked to my calendar. He saw the exit interview rehearsal invite for the first time. His expression tightened, then smoothed into polite venom. "Ignore that," he said. "Administrative error." "That is funny," I said. "It came from a hidden account and booked a room that does not exist." For a beat, Derek looked less like a manager and more like a man who had miscounted his own lies. "You do not know what you are playing with," he said. I stood. "Derek, I only play with rules." When I got back to my desk, a new invite landed. Not hidden this time. Subject: Quarter Close War Room. Mandatory. 7 a.m. The agenda was attached. Item 1 read, "Review exit plan for Nora Hale." The ghost had a face now, and it was smiling at me. I should have felt fear when I read exit plan for Nora Hale. Instead, I felt irritation, clean and bright. If Derek fired me before the 30th, I would lose Spark days and he would avoid messy payout questions. The blackout, the hidden invite, the sudden urgency, it all fit like cheap puzzle pieces. So I documented everything. Peony approvals, Derek attempts to backdate denials, People Ops deadline email, the hidden exit interview rehearsal chain. I built a neat little folder called Quarter Close, which is what you call evidence when you want it to look boring. Then I opened the system Derek hated even more than the handbook. Change Harbor. Our software changes run through Harbor locks. When a lock is open on a module, sales cannot promise delivery, support cannot deploy fixes, and engineering cannot ship. It keeps clients safe. It also keeps managers honest, at least the ones who can read. One module, Prism Keyring, touches everything. I had warned Derek months ago. If Prism gets locked, the whole company slows down. On Thursday, Derek marched to my desk with the energy of a man trying to outrun consequences. "We need an update to the Aurora Seal audit template today," he said. "The client is waiting." Aurora Seal was our shiny new certification badge, the thing Derek wanted to brag about on an investor call. I said, "That template references Prism Keyring. Harbor locks will block deployments until reviewers sign off." Derek gave me his thin smile. "Do it anyway." So I did it. I opened a Harbor lock on Prism Keyring and filed the change request. Update Aurora Seal audit template references. In the notes, I wrote plainly, "This lock restricts deployments and new order entry until approval is complete." 15 minutes later, Ravi from sales appeared. "Why can I not generate a quote?" Morgan from support pinged next. "Why is the patch queue blocked?" By lunch, Derek messaged me. "Close the lock, now." I replied, "Harbor policy requires reviewer approval. The requester cannot close the lock." That detail was not obscure. It was printed in the Harbor training deck Derek had ignored 3 times. Engineering refused to rubber stamp it without the reviewer list and documentation. Derek had never bothered to finalize that list. He had treated control like a decorative word. At 2 o'clock, Serena Cho, Vice President of Delivery, joined the thread. Who opened Prism keyring? Why was Prism opened without a scheduled review window? Derek answered immediately. Compliance opened it. Nora did it. I pasted my earlier warning. Then I pasted his directive. Do it anyway. Serena scheduled an emergency review meeting for 3 o'clock. Attendees: Derek, People Ops, Finance, IT, Engineering, and me. When the invite arrived, I noticed the location. It was the same conference room name from the Phantom exit rehearsal. Except this time, it pointed to a real room. Someone had been practicing. Now they were going to perform in front of witnesses. I walked into that meeting with my evidence folder and a calm face. Derek sat rigid, jaw tight. Serena looked relaxed, which is how you know a storm is coming. All I had to do was let the rules speak, one by one, in the language Derek had refused to learn. Serena opened the emergency meeting with a voice that did not waste air. Prism keyring is locked, she said. Sales cannot quote, support cannot deploy. Explain. Derek pointed at me. Nora opened it. I nodded. I opened it after Derek instructed me to push an Aurora Seal update through immediately, despite my warning that Prism would lock the pipeline. I shared the chat thread. My warning. His reply. Do it anyway. Serena turned to Derek. Why did you bypass change control for a marketing deadline? Derek tried to sound brave. We are under pressure. We need agility. Agility is not recklessness, Serena said. Mia from People Ops spoke next, as if stepping onto thin ice. We also have the Spark Day conflict. I laid it out in 3 lines. People Ops said Spark Days expire on the 30th. Derek announced no Spark Days until after the 1st. The handbook says requests not denied in writing within 2 business days are approved. Finance asked if the approvals stood. Mia said yes. Derek muttered, "This is sabotage." I looked at him. Derek, you told us to use the benefit, and also to not use it. The benefit used itself. Serena did not smile. She simply moved to solutions. We finalize Harbor reviewer list today. Engineering reviews Prism by end of day. People Ops issues corrected quarter close guidance in writing. Then Serena looked at me. Nora, you mentioned an odd calendar invite. I pulled up the hidden invite. Exit interview rehearsal. Fictional room. Hidden sender. Then I opened the new war room agenda with item 1. Review exit plan for Nora Hale. Mia stared at the screen, face pale. That should not exist. Derek went stiff. That is not what it looks like. Serena tilted her head. Then tell us what it is. Derek talked in circles about restructuring and alignment. He never denied he was planning my exit. He just tried to make it sound like weather. Serena turned to Mia. Start an investigation today. Pull it logs, calendar administration records, and P&E audit trails. Identify who created hidden invites and who approved an exit plan. Mia nodded quickly. Serena looked back at Derek. Until that is complete, you are removed from approval authority and change control authority. Hand over access after this meeting. Derek nodded because Serena had the kind of authority that does not need volume. Engineering assigned reviewers. Prism keyring would unlock by evening. People Ops promised new guidance by morning. As the room cleared, Derek brushed past me. His voice was low. You think you won? I smiled. I think the handbook won. I just introduced you. I stayed late to close the Harbor review because my revenge tastes best with a completed checklist. When I finally walked to the parking lot, my mood shifted. My car was gone. A bright orange tow tag fluttered on the asphalt, listing a private tow company and the phrase unauthorized vehicle in reserved area. I laughed once, because Derek was nothing if not consistent. When rules cornered him, he reached for a hook. Fine. If he wanted to play parking, I had a lease, a landlord, and a talent for reading fine print. The tow yard smelled like hot asphalt and bad decisions. My car sat behind a chain link fence like it was serving a sentence. At the counter, the attendant typed and said, "Building management authorized it. Reserved area violation. $600. $600 is a number designed to test your morals." I chose paperwork. I called our landlord, Janice Edelston, who treated leases like scripture. She asked for one thing: the parking clause. I opened the lease PDF on my phone and searched the word parking. The sentence was bold and beautiful. Lumen Quill Systems retains exclusive rights to all 22 exterior spaces, including the row labeled reserved, for the duration of the lease term. So the reserved row was not Derek territory. It was ours, all of it. I emailed Janice photos of the tow tag and the lot signage. She made one call. The attendant suddenly found manners. The fee disappeared. My car was released with an apology that sounded borrowed. Back at the office, new signs were already posted. Lumen Quill parking only. Unauthorized tows prohibited. It was the polite version of a warning shot. Janice also added, "Because you have exclusive rights, you may install access control if you wish. We will approve a gate if your company pays." I forwarded that message to Serena with one line: "Parking enforcement is being used as retaliation." Serena replied, "Approved. Do it." Facilities moved fast when Serena was involved. A badge access gate went up at the lot entrance. Serena also asked IT to review physical access lists, because the investigation into hidden invites was still running. On the first morning with the gate, I arrived early and parked in the spot Derek used to call executive. I made coffee and watched the entrance from the window. Derek pulled up, badge in hand, jaw tight. He tapped the reader. Red light. He tapped again. Red. He jabbed the intercom button. I answered, because Serena had given me temporary admin access while facilities completed setup. "Good morning, Derek," I said. "Parking access has been updated due to compliance." "Let me in," he snapped. "I checked my notes," I said. "Your approval authority was removed pending investigation. Your building access was removed this morning, also pending investigation." He sat there, trapped by a plastic arm and his own need to control everything. I sipped my coffee and enjoyed the rare sensation of consequences arriving on time. That afternoon, Mia from People Ops sent the final summary. Hidden calendar invites traced to Derek account. Exit plan documents drafted without required approvals. Retaliatory tow request confirmed via building security logs. Derek was terminated, effective immediately. His farewell email was one sentence about pursuing new opportunities. It did not mention the handbook, the harbor lock, or the fact that he had tried to tow the wrong person. Serena asked me to step into Derek's role on an interim basis. I accepted, then used my remaining Spark days the correct way, loudly and legally. I drove to Albany, took my aunt to lunch, and left my phone in my bag like it was a bad habit. When I returned, the Caravelle guide had a new page. Spark days during quarter close required manager response within one business day, and blackout periods had to be published with documented exceptions. I printed page 16 anyway and tucked it in my desk drawer. Not for nostalgia. For proof that rules are only useless until someone reads them.